Hurricane Smith right there. It is, what is it? It's Wednesday morning. Good morning, Gene. How are you?
Good morning, George.
We made it halfway through, Bubba.
Well, that's right. Today is what they call good old hump day.
For some people, just a regular Wednesday for the rest of us.
Yeah.
But we got it covered.
Got it covered.
We got some birthdays. Big shot birthdays. Now, there's just some big shots that you may or may not have heard of. Ventriloquist Willie Tyler. Do you remember him?
I don't.
His dummy was Lester.
Dummy, I love that part.
So apparently he's still around. He's 81 today. Sal Valentino. Maybe not heard of him, but the Beau Brummels, I'm sure you've heard of.
Yes.
He was a singer with the Beau Brummels. He's 79. Bassist Will Lee. He was on the CBS Orchestra, The Late Show with David Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
He became a star because David would always joke with him. He's 69 today. I have no idea what he's doing now. Heather Thomas of The Fall Guy is 64. We have David Arquette of the Arquette family. He's 50 years old today. Marlon Freeman of the Black Panther and The Hobbit, 50 years old today. TV personality Kennedy. She was the MTV lady and turned out to be extremely conservative. She does most of her talks on the conservative radio. She's still out there. She's 49. Singer Pink is not quite so pink, but she's 42. Jonathan Taylor Thomas on Home Improvement is 40 years old. And Wiz Khalifa is 34. And I don't really know what Wiz Khalifa does. Anyway, we got the local birthdays coming up.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns. And that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
Happy birthdays this morning going out to Amy Alvarado, Johnny Romero, Stephanie Dadolf. We have Maria Miranda, Layla Green, Fred Miramontes, Elia Boniface, Clarissa Laguna, Alan Jesse, Crystal Calderon, Eric Estrada, Jessica Grijalva, Erasmo L. Gonzalez, Anthony B. Robles, David Lara, Lupita Cardenas, Sergio Rubio, Yvonne Nod. We have Dan Daniels, Imelda Estrada, Jeffrey Wixon, Jesse Carrillo, Olga Cabrera, and Peter Michael Vasquez. Happy birthday to each and every one. And that takes us right to our World in California News headlines, brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. For sales and service, call the experts at Lock Air Conditioning.
CBS News Brief. Most of the power in New Orleans is back on post-Ida, but they're still waiting in St. John the Baptist Parish. Joseph Haywood lives there.
I'm one that understands there's going to be setbacks, and just deal with it, and eventually we will all be back normal.
General Robert E. Lee rides no more, high above street level in Richmond, Virginia. The 131-year-old statue was removed today. Many were there to watch and celebrate.
We no longer have to drive up and down Monument Avenue and be reminded of what he stood for in white supremacy and Richmond being the capital of the Confederacy.
Secretary of State Blinken visits Afghan children separated from their families and moved to a U.S. air base in Germany after the Taliban moved in.
I just want you to know that you have a lot of people who are going to look out for you, support you, help you, and welcome you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. Nearly 50% containment now on the massive Calder fire that's charred 217,000 acres in El Dorado County. State Emergency Services Director Mark Ghilarducci saying the fire is far from out.
Even though these areas have been repopulated, it is important to know that we still have active fire in the area.
Concern continuing over hot and dry weather conditions in the region and the likelihood that winds will be picking up. Trial getting underway today for Elizabeth Holmes, the former billionaire CEO of blood testing company Theranos, on trial for fraud. Criminal defense attorney Caroline Polisi says opening statements are key.
It's the old adage, first impressions are everything. And so the jury is going to, make some sort of snap decision about how they feel about this case based solely on opening arguments. So it's a pretty big deal.
Independent system operator calling for a statewide flex alert today. Everyone asked to voluntarily conserve energy and take some stress off the power grid between 4 and 9 p.m. Jeff Scott, California News.
And the World California News headlines brought to you this morning by Locke Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist. For sales and service, call the experts at Locke Air Conditioning.
So sticky. At Hannah's Organic Honey, business may be sweet, but they need an e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
Okay, these jars are going to Jakarta. Oh, wait a minute. Does that say Jackson?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You're ready to get out and get moving. And whether it's surfing, playing tennis, or hiking every path you can find, you're going to need some essential new gear. Essentials that are even more rewarding with the Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card. You can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. The essentials have never felt more rewarding. Covered.
And that brings us to page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 2 locations in the valley, in Brawley at Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and in El Centro on Imperial Avenue, right next to Food for Less. Brawley City Council met last night. Mayor Luke Hamby filed this report.
To order at 6 p.m., and Police Chaplain Pastor Eki Tepsikornchai offered the invocation. City Attorney Bill Smurden led us in the Pledge of Allegiance. It was a packed agenda that took almost 4 hours to complete. There were extensive comments from the public in opposition to the location of the proposed cell tower in the corner of a Little League field. After public comments, Council approved the consent agenda. 1 council member was absent, so each regular business item received only 4 votes. Fire Chief Mike York gave us a COVID statistics update, and there were an additional 15 items on the regular business agenda, including a donation of money toward the purchase of American flags to be placed around our Veterans Memorial Wall. We received an update from our finance director regarding the upcoming utility user tax ballot measure, and we voted to hire a full-time graffiti abatement worker. We also approved the funding of a second police commander position. Engineering services were approved for 2 different projects, one a street construction project and the other for re-roofing the Lions Center. Street closures and alcohol sales were approved for various cattle call activities at the request of the Chamber of Commerce for Greater Brawley. We declined to approve a request for deferral of development impact fees for an apartment project by Chelsea Investment Corporation. We approved a request to modify security requirements for offsite improvements at Latigo Ranch subdivision made by the developer Brawley Investment Ventures, LLC. An alcohol sales permit was approved for Brawley Meat Market, and we voted to accept grant funds through the COPS program at the request of the police chief. We appointed commissioners to the Parks and Recreation Commission and the Airport Commission. However, there is still 1 vacancy on the Parks and Recreation Commission, and we are accepting applications for that position from any interested Brawley resident. Due to scheduling conflicts, we voted to change our regularly scheduled meeting for September 21st to an earlier date of Thursday, September 16th. After various departmental reports and council member reports, I adjourned the meeting to closed session at 9:49 p.m. Closed session took an additional hour. Tune in to City of Brawley on Facebook Live on September 16th at 6 p.m. for a special council meeting. Have a great week and be kind to one another.
Brawley City Council member, Brawley Mayor Luke Hamby on last night's Brawley City Council meeting. And Gene Brister will be with you in just a minute with more local news.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers have the best price on name brand tires sold at Quick Lane, guaranteed. Just ask your Quick Lane service advisor. Now we're talking the best brands available: Michelin, Continental, Pirelli, Dunlap, Kelly, Bridgestone, and more. And we're talking the best price. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. Quick Lane in the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 in Julia Drive, and on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less in El Centro.
And continuing with more local news, the El Centro City Council met last night. We have a visit with Mayor Cheryl Walker.
At the meeting last night, the El Centro City Council issued a proclamation celebrating small businesses and declaring September 30th as Imperial Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce Day. We also recognize September 21st as Information Technology Professionals Day and September 26th as Human Resources Professionals Day. City of El Centro has tremendous IT and HR staff, and we definitely appreciate their work and celebrate them being part of our team. Next up was Abraham Campos, who introduced a lot of new public works staff who were welcomed into the El Centro family. Certainly a very critical time of growth for us, and those public works employees are much needed at this time. As part of the consent agenda, the El Centro City Council approved plans for traffic light synchronization projects on 8th Street and Plaza Drive. This has been a long time coming. The projects are scheduled to be completed by April 2022. Will certainly improve traffic flow along 8th Street and down by the Imperial Valley Mall. Also related to improving our transportation in and around El Centro, the city was awarded a $2.9 million federal highway grant that we're going to use to fund the extension of South Imperial Avenue from Wake Avenue all the way south to Dannenberg. As additional funding becomes available, Imperial Avenue will be punched through, extended south to McCabe Road. Next up, the council provided final direction to proceed with the design of our new police station. This new facility will replace the station that's located on Main Street. It's budgeted at about $42.5 million and will be paid for primarily from bonds secured by Measure P sales tax revenue. The new police facility is going to include an indoor shooting range and other amenities that will greatly enhance the work environment for our police department and their ability to respond to our community. We then approved up to $800,000 in repairs to our water treatment plant, and we denied a conditional use permit for a crematorium on South 2nd Street. Now, that action was a follow-up to a prior action in which council opposed the issuance of that permit and certainly took into consideration input that we received from several community members who likewise opposed the crematorium. Next was an update on our Measure P projects. So far, 45 projects totaling about $13 million that we've been able to fund with Measure P. Council approved, as part of that presentation, additional park project funding and IT upgrades for City Hall. Council then heard an excellent presentation by City Manager Marcela Piedra on the American Rescue Plan Act, which is that federal legislation that provided COVID-19 relief monies to 19,000 cities in the United States. El Centro's share will be about $14 million in ARP funding. Ms. Piedra reviewed for the council of the allowable spending categories, and at the end of the night, the council approved public health emergency response projects totaling $1.1 million, an additional $4.3 million in revenue loss and government service expenditures, and lastly, water and sewer infrastructure projects totaling $7.7 million. The council will next meet on October 5th at 6 o'clock, and we hope to see you there. Take care. Be safe.
El Centro Mayor Cheryl Walker on last night's City Council meeting. Page 1 of the local news has been a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in El Centro on Imperial Avenue next to Food for Less and in Brawley on Highway 86 and Julia Drive. Quick Lane services all makes and models, and you will never need an appointment.
Let's talk about it. Bringing community mental health issues to your radio. Listen each Sunday morning to KXO AM 1230 at 7 a.m. or on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. on FM 107.5. Or log on to KXORadio.com for a podcast of the show in its entirety. This program is produced by the Public Affairs Department of KXO AM 1230 and FM 107.5. Let's Talk About It is presented as a public service of Imperial County Behavioral Health Services.
And it's page 2 of the local news, brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for your health, life, auto, or home insurance needs. With page 2 of the local news, here's Gene Brister.
Continuing with more local news, hospitalization numbers fluctuate. Increased number of COVID cases in Imperial County. The latest number of active COVID-19 cases was at over 350. The numbers were released last week. This week, the number of COVID-positive patients hospitalized has gone down. There are now 27 hospitalized patients who have tested positive for COVID-19. The number of those intensive care is at 7, which is also down from a previous report. Well, 9/11 remembered. That will happen this Saturday. Ceremonies and events planned for the anniversary. Terrorist attacks at the World Trade Center occurred on September the 11th, 2001. Tributes will be set up in Yuma Fire Department Station number 2 on South Avenue A. 343 flags will be placed on the lawn, 1 flag for each of the 343 firefighters that gave their lives in the collapse of the World Trade Center towers while attempting to rescue those injured and trapped. An additional 72 flags will be placed to honor the law enforcement personnel who lost their lives that day. In Imperial County, the annual stair climb will be held Saturday morning at the fairgrounds at the grandstands. Food vendors, entertainment, and displays will also be part of the event. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
It's nice to explore your options when it comes to buying insurance, no matter what you're looking for. David H. West Insurance Services offers it all. And being an independent broker, we have many companies to choose from. We continue providing Medicare, life, and health plans, and now offer auto, home, and commercial insurance. David H. West Insurance Services can find the right insurance to fit your needs and budget. And best of all, a staff who cares about you. So don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call David H. West Insurance Services at 760-352-3411. That's 352-3411 for a free insurance review. That's 352-3411.
Here's George Gale with a weather update.
The high temperature yesterday, 107 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 81. Wind gusts overnight up to 41 miles per hour. National Weather Service says strong high pressure aloft will persist across the southwestern U.S. through the rest of this week, providing above normal temperatures for much of the region. Generally dry conditions will also prevail despite somewhat higher humidity levels. Daily high temperatures through the weekend will mostly range from 105 to 108 degrees. Weather forecast calling for sunny skies today. Highs right near 108. Heat index values as high as 113. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight lows around 84. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny on Thursday. Highs right near 108. Heat index values as high as 112. South to southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. And right now, we are looking at 85 degrees, 63% the relative humidity. Air Pollution Control District says air quality good in Brawley, Calexico, and Nyland. Air quality is moderate for the rest of the region. Page 2 of the local news and your weather, brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplement coverage.
At Burgers and Beer, we want you to be happy. Live happy, work happy, Most of all, we want you to celebrate whatever makes you happy at Burgers and Beer. Bring your friends, bring your family, and let's make time for a good time. All the drinks, all the food, and great service too. Everything you need is right here at Burgers and Beer. Burgers and Beer, the best burgers in town.
And it's time for the Sports World Roundup, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. Baseball scoreboard. Lots of baseball last night. Angels shut out the Padres 4-0. The Twins shut out Cleveland 3-0. It was the Pirates over the Tigers 3-2. Mets got by the Marlins 9-4. Orioles over the Royals 7-3. Blue Jays beat the Yankees 5-1. It was the Rays over the Red Sox 12-7. Braves beat the Nationals 8-5. Reds over the Cubs 4-3. The Brewers beat they shut them out. They shut out the Phillies big time, 10-0. It was the Dodgers over the Cardinals 7-2. Albert Pujols hit a home run in the first inning against his former team to lead the way to that victory. The Mariners and the Astros went 10 innings. Astros beat the Mariners 5-4. Giants, they just keep on winning. They beat the Rockies 12-3. White Sox over the Athletics 6-3. Rangers over the Diamondbacks 3-1. We're going to talk football in just a minute.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Brawley, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all of Pioneer's services, visit pmhd.org today.
And the NFL gets underway tomorrow with the first Thursday night game as the first game of the season. The Cowboys taking on the Buccaneers. That is tomorrow, Thursday night football. The Raiders play on Monday. They get their season underway Monday night, 4:45 p.m. Raiders at the Ravens. That game will be heard on FM 107.5, the Raiders station for the Imperial Valley. High school football this Friday. The featured games, Mickey Dale and George Grijalva, they're going to bring you the Imperial Tigers hosting the Valley Center Jaguars. That's Friday night. You can listen to that game live on AM 1230 and on the internet at KXORadio.com. Saturday football. That's right, high school football. John Driffel and Jared Anchondo, they'll bring you the Southwest Eagles and the Kofa Kings game on AM 1230 and on the KXO YouTube channel. Pre-game on that game starts at 6:45 p.m. And at the U.S. Open in tennis, Leila Fernandez, one day after turning 19, moved on to the U.S. Open semifinals. Happy birthday to Leila. And Daniil Medvedev, he advanced to the U.S. Open semifinals for his third straight year. That's it. That's a look at sports. Sports World Roundup brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District.
Thank you for choosing Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. In today's highly competitive business climate, your company's image is important. The printed materials your company uses conveys a major part of that image. Our graphic designers have the talent and expertise to create a lasting impression for your business. Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers virtually any type of business solution to meet your needs, from business cards and stationery to computer forms, full-color brochures, and posters. Let our excellent service and attention to detail provide the best impression for you. Locally owned and operated, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
And it's your financial news and weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offers live scan fingerprinting to the public. Wall Street's main indexes opened flat again today on concerns that the spread of the Delta coronavirus variant could slow economic growth and on uncertainty over the timeline for the Federal Reserve to pull back its accommodative policies. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 12.55 points or 0.04% at the open to open at 35,087.45. S&P 500 opened lower by 1.94 points or 0.4%. That's 0.04% at 4518.09, while the NASDAQ Composite dropped 13.98 points or 0.09% to 15,360.35 at the opening bell. We're going to take a look at your weather in just a minute.
Southwest Security Company is a locally owned security company protecting your property or your business and now offering live scan fingerprinting to the public. Plus, they added Southwest Postal with post office boxes you can access 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, with shipping services too, using DHL, UPS, and FedEx. They're conveniently located at the corner of Heil and 4th Street in El Centro. And if you need something notarized, they can do that too. You can count on Southwest Security and Southwest Postal for 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
The high temperature yesterday, 107 degrees. The overnight low this morning, 81. Wind gusts overnight up to 41 miles per hour. Sunny skies expected today. Highs right near 108. Heat index values as high as 113. South winds at around 5 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight. Overnight lows around 84. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies, highs right near 108. Heat index values as high as 112. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. And right now, we are looking at 85 degrees, 63% the relative humidity. Financial news and weather brought to you this morning by Southwest Security Services. They offer 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
This is CBS News on the Hour.
I'm Steve Kathan. Early morning, Richmond, Virginia. People watching a work team remove one of the largest symbols left of the Confederacy, a 21-foot bronze statue of Robert E. Lee that's been there for more than a century.
It is a new day of dawning.
Drawing some praise from state politicians and most Richmond residents, but not all of them.
I'm not racist. He's one of my favorite guys in history.
For what reason?
He defended his home state.
Lee defended his home state, that man says. U.S. Supreme Court signaled today in-person arguments will resume in October. The public will not be allowed. They have been virtual during the pandemic. The American Academy of Pediatrics says children now account for about a quarter of all COVID cases in the U.S. CBS's Maria Villarreal is in Texas, where outbreaks are affecting the new school year.
Here in Texas, less than 60% of the eligible population is actually vaccinated, and that is with pediatric cases surging and the Delta variant spreading very quickly. Here's what we know. More than 50,000 students tested positive inside Texas schools in the last 3 weeks.
Full power should be back on today in New Orleans and other spots in the Gulf 10 days after Hurricane Ida knocked it out. Utility CEO Philip May.
Power into Laplace has been restored for the first time since the storm. At this time, it's only a small pocket, but that pocket will expand.
Overseas, CBS's Holly Williams is reporting from the front lines of a civil war.
Here in Yemen, they're fighting a bloody civil war, but it gets so little attention, it's sometimes called the forgotten war. Here's one reason why it should matter to Americans. The chaos of this conflict has helped Al-Qaeda survive here.
Once a rising star in Silicon Valley, Elizabeth Holmes has gone from CEO of a medical startup to defendant in a fraud trial. CBS's Anna Werner.
Attorneys for Elizabeth Holmes are likely to argue that she had a good faith belief in her company's claims and did not intentionally deceive investors, doctors, and patients. Holmes and her ex-boyfriend and former Theranos president, Sunny Balwani, are accused of lying to investors and the public by claiming the company's small blood testing device could accurately perform a wide range of blood tests.
There's no indication supply chain woes for some products are going to improve anytime soon. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Shipping containers, because of the pandemic, have ended up in the wrong places. So they're sitting empty in places where there's no product to fill them. And where we need them in ports where we have a lot of supply, they're not there.
Well, checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 79 points. This is CBS News.
Today, better nutrition and great taste are more important than ever. That's why Eggland's Best gives you and your family more. And that's healthy news for everyone. Only Eggland's Best.
But vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at Exergen.com.
I'm Carla Hall. Doesn't your family deserve the best? Eggland's Best Eggs. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Give you and your family more. More delicious, farm-fresh taste, plus superior nutrition. Compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best provides 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat. These are no ordinary times, so why choose an ordinary egg? Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
America's top diplomat is in Germany. CBS's Cammie McCormick tells us that's where thousands of Afghan refugees are biding their time.
More than 34,000 Afghans have been brought to safety through Ramstein.
Secretary of State Blinken thanked those involved.
What you've accomplished in such a short period of time under such extreme circumstances is truly, truly remarkable.
He also met with those assisting unaccompanied minors.
We've had 21 unaccompanied minor and vulnerables go out in the last 5 days, and we have several more lined up for the next few days.
Blinken also toured an area where the Afghan children were playing soccer, some of the tents with Spider-Man pillows and pictures of cartoon animals taped to their doors.
Mexico's Supreme Court rules abortion is not a crime. That ruling affects the entire country, but is aimed at a state on the Texas border that has made the procedure a criminal act. Only 4 Mexican states currently allow abortions. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Oil drilling investments involve a high degree of risk and are only suitable for SEC-accredited investors. Attention high-net-worth investors. Oil and gas investments have always been an ideal tax advantage and have been a way to invest and take a 100% write-off. The new administration is threatening to take this away. Take advantage now before it's too late. Invest in domestic oil drilling for a full tax credit this year. When you invest in oil, you get a 100% tax write-off. The pent-up demand from the pandemic has created the perfect storm for oil prices to soar. Support domestic U.S. oil and natural gas drilling and make your patriotic investment to get a complete 100% tax deduction write-off. If you are liquid for a $100,000 investment, call Encore Energy at 800-287-6691. That's 800-287-6691. 800-287-6691. That's 800-287-6691.
Roto-Rooter, your plumbing and drain cleaning specialist. Roto-Rooter offers full services, from hydrojetting to camera inspection, water heaters, faucets, garbage disposals, anything that's clogged up. They'll take care of the problem right. Roto-Rooter is a locally owned family business with 56 years in the Imperial Valley. Call the experts at 760-352-6789 or 344-2533 on the north end. Roto-Rooter, when drains don't work, we do.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
Gentlemen, would like to introduce
George Gale.
I got style, I'm cultured, I'm sophisticated.
AM 1230 KXO.
1230 KXO.